What exactly did Modi achieve in this latest trip to Poland and Ukraine? Well, according to some, a lot, and according to others, nothing. The reality lies somewhere in between. But let's play this thing out. Like, what's going to happen in the next 12 months? The war's going to come to an end, most certainly. Of that, many people are sure, because if there's a change in government in the United States, the war could be brought upon very quickly. Even if it is not, the US is losing interest. I think now it's just jockeying for positions before they say, okay, the war ends and Ukraine joins NATO. That's like each side will claim victory and then everybody will, well, not exactly live happily ever after, but you get the idea. So, what exactly did Modi accomplish in this trip? So, I'm going to share with you a slide deck that walks us through many things that were kind of hanging loose, and those have been rectified now. There is some certainty. You have to remember that when Ukraine finishes this war and it has to start reconstruction, it's going to look at a lot of challenges. Many people who were there before doing their jobs may not be alive. Many have already emigrated to other countries. How Ukraine navigates the next few years, it's going to need help from countries like India, which can supply excellent manpower at a very short notice. This is all good for India, but more than that, India seems to have done some key deals, and that's what I want to talk to you all about. Before I share the slide deck, may I please request all of you to like this video? Thank you. So, Modi proves yet again he is a typical Guju. This is a compliment, by the way. Don't say, oh, why are you becoming, racist? It's just in fun. I'm always reminded of that song from Kalpona Ho, G-U-J-J-U, Guju. Any right. So this is just in jest. A very smart deal maker, in my opinion, and he has done something that all of us should take a look at and say, wow, he did pull this thing off. So he has successfully bargained with Ukraine slash NATO for the following to be done to end the Ukraine-Russian war. A lot of defense equipment that India acquired from the Soviet Union over the years was actually manufactured in Ukraine. Now, some of that technology is going to be transferred either as a joint venture or wholesale. So, these are all the different things that we are going to talk about. What are those critical technologies? First company is Antonov ASTC. Ukraine's Antonov is providing designs for aircraft engines and spare parts to be manufactured in Bharat. Remember that big talk we had all had about GE engines? Well, this may be an alternative, this may not be an alternative, but at least there is something that India can hang its hat on and say, okay, we are going to make our aircraft engines using this technology. Unique opportunity because this will also open up markets for India in hitherto unknown countries. Wherever Soviet Russia was supplying these aircraft, now India can step in with spare parts. Then the next one, Zoria Mashpro. Bharat Forge and its subsidiary Kalyani Aerospace acquired a 51% stake in Zoria Mashpro India, which manufactures gas turbines for ships and submarines, including the rights for designs and spare parts. The acquisition process was finished on December 31st, 2023. And a lot of reference links are provided. Do take a look at the description to know more about each one of these deals. Next, we have Motor Sich. To me, this is a very important company, and as you see through this, you'll understand why. It's the largest company that specializes in engine design and development for future aircraft, naval ships, submarines, and is opening a knowledge process outsourcing center in Bharat. The Russian armed forces picked the production shop of Motor Sich, which is located in Zaporizhzhia, that's how it's pronounced, with high precision sea and air based missiles. They wanted to cripple Ukraine of this industry. And now the bits and pieces are being picked up. The National Security and Defense Council adopted a decision according to which the Motor Sich enterprise will be legally returned to the ownership of the Ukrainian state, and people who invested in that company will receive compensation. May not be a great one, but some compensation. China has been trying to acquire this indirectly but has not yet succeeded in the deal. Now comes news that Bharat might be buying Motor Sich. Through Bharat, Motor Sich can supply to all the countries that have been using Soviet, Russia made aircraft, helicopters, ships, etc., etc. and Bharat needs a minimum of 120 to 140 gas turbine engines in the next 20 years for its present fleet of ships, submarines, and aircraft supplied by the USSR/Russia. So now you can see this is not going to end here. India needs to build a lot of ships in a very short amount of time. For that, this is a very critical component. And interestingly, this particular component, even Russia was sourcing it from Ukraine until the war started in 2022. Who knows? Russia could become India's customer after this. Now, the EU, NATO, European countries want the Ukraine war to end as soon as possible. The EU and European countries now are pressuring the USA not to escalate the Russia-Ukraine war. I think this is almost at its end because I think US is going to start concentrating more on what is happening in the Middle East and perhaps in Taiwan. Now, this has also led to China probably losing some of its foothold in Ukraine. China had leased 10% of Ukraine's most fertile lands for its food security. China's WH Group Limited bought Smithfield Foods of USA, which owns large farmlands in the USA and is one of the largest pork meat producers. China has so far acquired 7 million hectares of fertile farmland across the Western world, South America, and Africa. The US, NATO, and deep state may seize these assets in response to investments in China totaling over 10 trillion. This is all, uh, coming home to roost. Many people who invested in China see now no way of getting their money back. Then what do? You go and seize the assets of China. Ergo, now you understand why China is showing some signs of entering the war on behalf of Russia. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.